He clearly has a lot of internal that he still needs to work on here. I'm not going to go hang out at Christmas. I'm not your wife anymore.
I do have a wife who says that Meri is our family and you need to have her come over for Christmas.
To be honest, how many people have thought the same thing about an ex, Meri? You are a brave woman. Oh, but Meri did say that it's important to give credit where credit is due. This season, I'm all in, even though I've never truly been on Team Meri before. She had me cheering her on. Everyone said to argue whenever he appeared. She simply turned it off. Just cool, collected, and finished. No drama, no mess. This time, it's all Team Meri. Christine Brown, star of Sister Wives, seems to be giving off too much of a network TV aura. That combination of lip bite and brow raise. Hello everyone, back to the TLC flicks. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. For her, it's like a totally separate show. She's shining now, even though it's obvious that Kody wasn't providing her with what she needed. I'm overjoyed. She's rediscovering herself and finally embracing her wants. However, I would be watching a different kind of show, not Sister Wives, if I wanted this vibe. To be honest, this is the result of production. Instead, they increased the sexual tension and left little space for solitude or dignity, even though they could have given Christine a beautiful, healing, or even uplifting plot. They decided to take this path. Puddle Monkey simply ran away with it when Christine shamefully put herself out there. After all that trauma and obviously some much-needed therapy, Christine has earned the right to do whatever she wants. She has been in a loveless marriage for years, hardly touched, and only approached to have more children. She also had to watch Kody fall deeply in love with someone else and receive criticism for not being friendlier to the new wife. Right now, in addition to working night hours and being pregnant, she witnessed Kody fall in love with Robyn when Robyn was unemployed. In my opinion, Christine is getting away with it. I'm eager for this show to end so the original 3 can release their must-read novels, which will be great. Additionally, TLC is going too far. I understand. Although we enjoyed the drama, it seems excessive to give Kody Brown a forum to verbally insult his family. We're beginning to get the impression that something dangerous is happening since some of the things he says are just plain insane. Additionally, I find it incomprehensible that these mothers are still involved in this. This man is humiliating young children on national television by dragging them through the dirt. After texting about the show and claiming to despise it, but miss the times when they appear to be joyful, one child has already committed suicide. I would be out whether or not it were my children's contract. Although it's becoming more difficult to watch, we all want to know how it ends, just as with a lousy book you've spent too much time on. To be honest though, this isn't the first instance of TLC going too far. They have a history of success. They are behind shows including I Am Jazz, Little People, Big World, and The Tuggers. One of their producers was a predator who abused kid performers. They thrive on broken and struggling families. In terms of ratings, you're probably not the only one who believes that the Sister Wives weren't always the best mothers. It's easy to ignore the potential effects of Janelle, Christine, and Meri's decisions on their kids, even if a lot of attention has been on how courageous and admirable they appear to be for leaving Kody. One major problem is the parentification of the elder children. In large families, it's usual for the older siblings to take on a lot of responsibility, but it feels more noticeable here because of the sheer number of children and the mother's constant employment. It's difficult to avoid wondering if the younger kids received the attention they truly needed. These homes might not have always been emotionally safe, as suggested by Gwendolyn's discussion of bullying that went unchecked. Conversely, Robyn appears to go things too far in the opposite direction, smothering her kids and denying them the opportunity to develop into self-sufficient people. There is a delicate balance between being overbearing and neglectful, and neither extreme is good for children. Meri likely had more capacity to concentrate on being a good mother because she only had one kid, but overall, all of the parents have at some point exhibited dubious behavior. There is no doubting that some of the children did exceptionally well in spite of these difficulties. Hunter, who has demonstrated resilience and responsibility, and Gabe, who possesses emotional intelligence, are both excellent examples. Aspen's support of her siblings says a lot about the bonds in the family, and she also appears like a nice and grounded person in a stable marriage. The fact that the majority of the children have a close relationship with their mothers indicates that they received emotional care during their upbringing despite the parentification and instability brought on by all the moves. However, medical negligence is another problem, particularly with conditions like yesable scoliosis. Financial hardship in the beginning is one thing, but it is more difficult to defend neglecting important medical needs after they are living in $500,000 homes. In several instances, it demonstrates a genuine lack of concern for the welfare of the kids. Therefore, despite legitimate complaints, the family dynamic is a complex combination of significant flaws and excellent aspects. I only wish you understood what a wonderful person I truly am. Good luck on your journey. I simply lead a joyful life. The level of cringe is unbelievable. Brutal ignorance. Simply put, there are not enough words. Kody is an absolute clown. Since a creep is essentially a French burrito, I'm honestly surprised he didn't take the time to mansplain that Bon Voyage is French. It is imperative that he take his vacation, return to Robyn's house, shoot there, and leave Meri alone. After years of trash-talking her and hoping she would simply leave, this guy can't seem to keep his distance. He is actually entering her home as if he were a resident. As everything is going on, he is actually spending more time on TV with the lady he says he has never loved than with Robyn, his purported soulmate, F. Kody Brown. When Meri made her statement, I wish she had stood by it. Rather of calling it what it was, Robyn's opinion, she sweetened it by saying, I know you care a lot about others' opinions. Naturally, though, Kody appeared to become protective. I believe he's now coming to terms with the fact that everyone can see through the charade. Since Robyn joined the family, it has been obvious that she has been in command, but Kody is trying to maintain the appearance that he is in charge. He pretends like he's his own man, but it's clear that Donkey Wife has baldy hair and is certain that her views are his own. This makes his denial even more hilarious because in the previous episode, he acknowledged that he kept dragging things out with Meri because Robyn advised him to pray more. Let's put polygamy on trial for a second. Robyn is subtly Machiavellian, and Kody is simply following her lead without even realizing it. Is it really possible for a father to demonstrate love and compassion to 18 children and their families? Come on, what was Kody thinking? I have to ask. He seems to have been given a ticking time bomb via polygamy. It's amazing that he can manage multiple relationships, let alone maintain one, given his personality. The church simply distributes women like party treats without even bothering to evaluate anyone's ability. What a formula for catastrophe. Let's now discuss Kody's glaring shortcomings. I really think that during coronavirus, he checked out of those relationships and chose to be completely monogamous with Robyn instead. Kody was merely skirting Robyn's dreams with any attempt to act otherwise. The departure of the other women was the last thing he desired. Let's face it, Kody's ego couldn't bear the humiliation of a complete meltdown, even if that's a typical occurrence in their faith. He assumed that, like in the past, the original wives would simply accept it. Kody, the newsflash, doesn't care if people don't feel loved. This entire arrangement was doomed from the beginning. In addition, the absurdity that comes out of the mouths of sister wives stars Kody and Robyn is unbelievable. I just watched the most recent episode, and I must say that Kody is going crazy. I get the impression that he is courting Meri because he still wants her to provide for him financially. To be honest, I think it's great that Meri confronted him at last. Can we also discuss that soundbite from the show that airs next week? According to Robyn, her wedding wasn't fair. Pleased not only about her, but about the entire family. She had an extravagant wedding, an 11-day honeymoon, and a stunning outfit. They are intolerable to me. I've stated it already. I hope he gets sued into the poorhouse by Christine Janelle and any children that wish to join in on the fun. Aside from that, I'm obsessed with my Kelty. Listening to her babble is unbearable. I just had to let it out. Really. How these two haven't already crawled under a rock is beyond me. It's been ages since I've seen a single compliment about them. I would want to hide from the world if I were as despised as they are, because that type of negativity would ruin me. Not to mention that Robyn truly considers herself a saint, making her wedding a celebration for Christine, Meri, and Janelle. You could see Kody was glancing at Robyn when he talked about some of his spouses not getting the wedding they want during one of those talking head segments years ago. She obviously felt sorry for herself at the time because her wedding didn't live up to her expectations. Fans were sympathizing with Christine and Janelle in the meantime, believing that their weddings were the true tragedies. But what exactly did they anticipate when they included Robyn Brown, star of Sister Wives, in the mix? She frequently laments that she feels like a stepmother and is not treated as an equal parent. But really, when she arrived, what did they anticipate happening? She added 3 of her own children to the mix, and the older children, who were already in their teens or preteens, had their own thoughts on the matter. Did they simply have to act as though they were all related by blood? Did they really believe that the children would treat her the same as the women who raised them and accept her as if she had been there from the beginning? I find it incomprehensible that they refuse to accept the fact that Robyn and her children are effectively the original children's stepfamily, even though that is exactly what they are. Robyn demanded that they call Kody dad, even though her kids had a father with whom they grew up. It's plain crazy to expect the 12 or more original children to accept Robyn's children as their full siblings and to be amenable to these step-siblings referring to their father as dad. Oh no, it's already difficult to blend families, particularly when each parent just has one child. It must be 10 times more intricate when more than one child is involved. Do they give anything any thought? It seems like a string of poor choices keeps coming up. Consider the brilliant decision to purchase land and move to upscale Flagstaff, leaving their better-suited location in Vegas, or the addition of Robyn to the family. In all honesty, the family would have been destroyed by Kody's partiality for Robyn sooner or later, even if it took longer. Not to mention their history of relocation. I believe they made reference to moving around 19 times previously. I don't know the precise figure, but it was a significant amount. Additionally, Kody Brown, star of Sister Wives, had the gall to claim that a woman is to blame if I fall in love with her. He essentially threw Meri under the bus with that 1 a.m. I'm telling you, was I taken aback? Absolutely not. Am I still angry? Of course. I can't bear him because he enumerated all the things he would do for a lady he loves, but not a single one of those things has been done for the original 3 in the past 10 years. He seems to live by the maxim, if I love you, it's your fault. You are to blame if I despise you. This man is totally incapable of accepting accountability for his own deeds. He has been attributing his failings to polygamy and living in a monogamous society for years, and now he is just blaming his wives and children for them. When Christine stated in the previous episode that she realized why Kody had only ever desired to be with Robyn after falling in love with her soulmate David, she was spot on. To be honest, he ought to have had the courage to tell the truth about the original. He could have explained to them that although he loved them all, he wanted to pursue a committed relationship with Robyn since he felt a stronger connection with her. People would have regarded him more for that if they had actually talked about how to proceed as a family and co-parents. Rather, he just left his first 3 wives and 13 children behind. Indeed, he did perform some of those actions for Christine and Meri Janelle at various times, but come on. By shifting the blame to Robyn, who is constantly attempting to gain his favor, and then turning it around to blame anyone he doesn't like, I believe he believed he was being cunning. He seems to believe that love must be earned. What an absurd viewpoint. Let's also discuss Sister Wives, star Robyn's real estate schemes to obtain her Vegas home, and how the original 3 had to contribute family money to pay off Robyn's debt from her first marriage. Let's be honest. Most likely, this was only her own spending binge masquerading as family debt. Since Robyn had little money at the time, any family money went toward her down payment on that home. The net equity she made when she sold her house in Vegas was reduced by the cost of the hardscaping and landscaping, which can be somewhat expensive. What does she do after that, though? She purchases the McMansion with the money she receives. Spoiler alert, without the OG3 contributing to the down payment, she wouldn't have been able to enter that establishment. If you ignore the daily costs, such as food, which are difficult to monitor over time, Robyn has made an incredible amount of money off the original 3. When you consider the expensive things, she found a man to date who also happened to have wives who would support her and her children. Here is what I believe Robyn and Kody owe the original 3 in terms of repayment plus interest. Robyn's first marriage debt, the family contributions for the down payment on her Vegas home, the extra expenses from her Vegas home, such as landscaping, the down payment for the McMansion, and significant repairs to the McMansion that were paid for with family money. Christine made a crucial point when she said that Kody and Robyn always shared their bills, even with the TV edits. Their story echoes that of the participant from the polygamy panel who explained how her husband and second wife expected her to pay for both of them. Property taxes for the McMansion and the land that was solely owned by Robyn and Kody were also paid for with family funds. Better budgeting is the key, isn't it? Regretfully, the original 3 were unable to handle their money the way Robyn says she can. Additionally, Kody Brown, the reality star, finally reveals the truth. Can we talk about those Botox lips? Or is he merely exposing his own flaws and admitting the cognitive dissonance this sub has been pointing out to him? The last screen snap shows them looking completely absurd. It's like he's always saying, "Come on, get some medicated chapstick for those lips." And I really need that. They require significant protection and healing. Since he is aware that Christine has him in a tight spot with that lawsuit, Kody ultimately appears to be attempting to win her over. He seems to be stumbling to maintain his balance. In addition, I recently began watching season 5 of Sister Wives, and Robyn Brown's death story is an incredible journey. Did she truly have such bad credit? She claimed to have taken on the debt after her divorce in order to leave the marriage, claiming to be homeless and living in a trailer without heat. However, at the start of the show, she was hiding out in a duplex and driving a van. That certainly makes people take notice. I'm a little dubious of her statements because I've seen a lot of conversations on her spending patterns. The scoop is as follows. Robyn claims that she took on the debt in order to leave her marriage, but according to court documents, Preston was the one who filed for divorce. Because of the 3 last names they share, her biological father, stepfather, and then her ex-husband, a family member of Preston's even came forward and said she was drowning in credit card debt as a result of her spending. Preston's family reportedly assisted her in paying it off, but rather than handling it, she simply racked up an additional $30,000 later. Additionally, he ultimately filed for divorce because he was losing his business, and Robyn had been damaging his reputation with alleged abuse that never materialized. Robyn never really lived in that trailer without heat, despite what she says. Internal photos reveal a wood-burning stove or fireplace, and it turns out that the residence she occupied at the beginning of the episode was actually a rental home owned by her stepfather. In reference to her spending patterns, Preston's relatives reported that she would hire his nieces to look after the children. Preston had no idea that she was paying them in clothing while she was out shopping and hiding the remaining funds in a secure storage space at the back of the property. He requested that they remove it from the internet after it was made public in order to safeguard his kids. Regarding her names, Robyn Mark was her first name. Before she married Kody formally, her birth father's name changed to Sullivan, her stepfather's name changed to Jess, and she eventually adopted the Brown name after marrying Preston. If you are looking for more Sister Wives gossip, come back to TLC Flicks for all your updates. Bye, guys.